Discounted deals can be good for a player to pick up at a reasonable price, and in some cases, these price reductions actually hurt Wizards of the Coast. So in today's video, we are going to discuss a few of these deals we've seen going on in the market space, and is it a good deal for you? And how does that reflect on Wizards of the Coast? Players are about to get a 2-for-1 deal that they didn't expect. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. And what I'm talking about for a 2-for-1 deal is Black Friday is going to offer some discounts on a couple of Magic the Gathering products. But depending on what you're looking for and what you decide to buy, if anything, devaluing a brand name can hurt a company as much as any discounted deal. There are certain products in life that never go on sale because the brand recognition is worth more than the savings to that brand by discounting it to get it off the shelf. Some cases, these big brand names would rather burn the product than let you get your hands on it at a discounted sale price. And that's what we're talking about. There are some good deals. We're going to go over it in today's video. I want to discuss, the breakdown of how some of these boxes, how some of these sealed products are actually a pretty darn good deal and what you can look forward to and how others may not be. But either way, if you're buying on discount from wherever you decide to buy it from, chances are it's hurting the brand recognition of Wizards of the Coast because the increased prices can't be held to the same value if you're getting it for 1/3 the price on discount. We'll get into that. So let's go ahead and think about this from the consumer standpoint. We want a deal on a Black Friday. We want to save some money, get something we want at a decent price. Now, in the case of Magic the Gathering, this has become a regular thing when you look at Black Friday deals, and we all wait for them. We look for Cyber Monday, we look on Christmas shopping, and of course on Boxing Day, hoping now from the overprinting that Wizards of the Coast has put out there that we can find a deal. We can find something good. Now, from Wizards of the Coast standpoint, pardon me, they've got this whole thing where they got an overprinting going on and they're trying to clear things out of their warehouse. They're not thinking in terms of the brand recognition. At least I don't think they were initially. But I think they've seen the destruction and damage they have gone through. The devaluation of the brand, of the trust, of what players expected from them. Even if it was only quietly unrecognized, players expected it. And now that's all been tarnished. It's all been injured. It's like a wounded bird. You got to nurse it back to health, hopefully. So when you look at some of the deals today, we're going to show two of them. We'll go through. I'm going to break down some of the deals on these boxes. The actual individual cards you should be looking for. Is there enough value there to warrant that box price, even at the discounted price? And then think about what the regular price was of that product before it got discounted. There's only two to look at because it takes a while to go through these, but I wanted to share this with you as you go shopping that some of these deals really are good. Some are not as good as you'd like them to be, but it's still, when compared against the full price, pretty much a bargain deal. And if you're a person who hates Wizards of the Coast and wants to injure them, buying it at this discounted price might just accomplish two birds with one stone with two birds, whatever way they go with this. It's late in the evening. We're going to get to this. Let's check out what I'm talking about. Now, our first stop today is going to be the streets of New Capena, and what I'm talking about is the collector boxes, okay? Inside this box is 12 packs. As you can see, it's on sale for $98.99. I believe this was Star City Games. And when you think about this product and the fact it used to be $200 a box, it was $330 here in Canada. And you see the pricing we're at now, you start to realize that there are some real savings in there. Now, we're talking about the streets of New Capena. So you ask yourself, what cards, what value could possibly be inside this product that makes it worthwhile? What cards are players after? What cards may hold long-term value? Which cards are going to get a reprint too quickly to worry about? And which ones may hold the future value you're looking for when buying a product? Can we find $100 worth of cards in here? That's the question you have to ask yourself when you're not just looking for a deal, but looking for an experience that's going to be fun. So now we have to take a look at some of the cards inside this box. We have to take a look at what we're talking about. So if you look at the headquarters there, that's one of the Triome lands. $9.70 for a base copy. Of course, you could end up getting another one. You could get the full art extended versions, you get the full art foil versions, and the value does start to add up because there are 4 Triumph lands inside this set. They average 3 or 4 per box minimum, and usually you get 1 or 2 of the full art foil ones. So you're already talking 30, 40 bucks in value just in the 1 or 2 lands that could possibly be inside this box. And I've had as many as 6 inside of a box myself when we did the box opening videos, which means I've already paid for my box just on the lands alone. Now, there are other cards that are inside this set. Of course, we're looking here at a few of them on the board here that are wrapped up, and a few that are only $5. But there is the potential for more value because this is just the rare slot, and we already could get our money back potentially. So if you're going to be buying this box, what else can you be looking forward to? Well, of course, you are going to look forward to some of the other cards inside the set that are going to hold more value than you expected. You are looking for those rare slot ones that are like, hey, is this going to be the unlicensed hearse for $3? How many $2 or $3 cards in there other than the Triumph lands? What rares could hold some potential net worth, okay? And you're going to find those cards in there. You're going to find those few rares that are going to hold up longer than others. You are going to find a few dollars here, a few dollars there. After you add that into your space of value, and you say, okay, I've got this, I got X, I got Y, I got Z, I add these up. Some are extended, some are regular, some are $3 and $4, some are going to have buy lists of only $1 or $2, but the value is there in terms of what I want to get out of a box. And of course, this is the discounted price, not the full price. The discount at $100, this really does start to shape up into something you can go after. Again, look at the Xander's Lounge Borderless Edition. You see the regular version is $13.50, but when you start looking at that foil version over there for $28.96, this now starts to make a lot more sense. You could have 1 or 2 of those in a box, as many as 3 in some cases. They won't always be foil, but either way, it's going to be a lot more money, a lot more value for dollar. If you're a player who's only looking for a few cards or looking for an experience like this, that allows you the room to have an error or two, still enjoy a box, and know that you're going to get enough value out. You'll probably get at least 60-70% minimum out of just a few of the lands and 1 or 2 cards, but you could come out a lot more on top than that. And this is just from the streets of New Capena. This is one singular box that could be made available to a player stopping and just deciding, hey, I'm just going to buy this one thing. It's $99, Star City Games. Yeah, some shipping, some fees, but it's still a really cheap box. Have it shipped and delivered to my house. What are the chances that this was overprinted? Well, of course it's overprinted. And that means every box you buy that somebody didn't pay $200 and something for, you just hurt Wizards of the Coast. You made them pay. Now, what about the next one here? This is Lord of the Rings draft box. We've already talked about hurting Wizards of the Coast and making them pay for the error. Because they overprinted Streets of New Capena, it doesn't have value. But let's take a look at that draft box. It's $134.99 US. Now in Canada, that means you'd be able to buy a box for $200 Canadian, when right now in Canada you'd pay $250 plus tax, okay? This is a big savings. This is about a 20 to 25% savings on this box. It actually counts at this discounted price. But what cards are we looking for in a box of this? We looked at Streets of New Capena. We know what's inside that box. We know what cards people are going to be after. The Triumphs are going to hold some value. They're slowly going to creep up. We know eventually the market absorbs this stuff, especially if we don't see reprints on fetch lands to a great degree, or of course to the shock lands. This, those pathways and the cards, the Triumphs, could become the new mana base that Wizards wants to work with. They just got to drag it out and see how players accept it. But Lord of the Rings, being a non-standard set, can offer a lot more value for players who are playing in Modern or, of course, playing in Commander. Look at the cards that start showing up here as value pieces that players want to get their hands on. There is a lot going on here. I mean, when we look at these cards, this is the Mythic slot I'm showing you guys, and you see all these cards, $7, $8, $10, $12, $9, $5, $6. Not only is there actual value of cards that players want to enjoy and play with in various decks, also in different formats, but you have a product that has actual resale value. So if you get cards you don't care about, if you get cards you don't need because you're getting duplicates, you can trade away those cards, sell them away to a store, recuperate some of the initial investment you paid for the box, and actually turn it into something else. And that is something we haven't seen for a long time. Now, at full price, that may have been a little bit more of a dicey kind of idea, but when it's discounted like this, you can see there's some real savings. And I'm sure there's a lot more going on at Wizards of the Coast, but being able to say you got this on discount is kind of like a slap in the face for what they were charging full price players, for what they were charging your LGS. That looks bad on Wizards of the Coast. It looks bad on the company as a whole that they have to discount these things to get them off the books. I mean, when you start looking at some of the cards in here, and you look and you go ahead and said, hey man, there's some cards here that are like 10, 20, 30 bucks. Like things like Mount Doom and stuff. When you look at the cards, they're like $19. There's a lot of value inside the set. There's a lot of cards. I mean, Orcish Bowmasters, guys. Just look at the Orcish Bowmasters. That alone tells you that there's something going on with the overprinting that they just haven't cleared yet. They haven't got it fixed. And yes, you could say this is just an LGS getting rid of stuff, and they've got to clear their books and get things off. This isn't Wizards of the Coast. In some cases, yes, but who's to say that your LGS didn't get on discount or didn't buy it from somewhere else? There's no guarantees, and we don't know all the backroom deals that go on inside the world of Magic the Gathering. As much as people like to think they know it all, they really don't. Okay? They just don't. I've seen deals I thought could never happen, and then I find out the LGS got offered stuff from distribution, or distribution got it on discount from somebody else. There's a chain of events that can happen. So yes, there are circumstances in which this goes down, but even if your LGS is liquidating it, because they have it on the books and they have to get it off just to pay rent, just to stay in business, it still looks bad on the company of Wizards of the Coast. It still looks bad on them because the product had to be discounted. It didn't sell because of its own value. It didn't sell because it wasn't good enough and it wasn't desirable enough by the players to prop up the price points they were trying to charge. There's a lot to think about when you look at these things on discount, on deals, and how it affects Wizards, how it affects companies around it, and what it means for the brand that is Magic the Gathering. Now, let's sum up this video here. Now, the two deals I just shared with you guys, Streets of New Capena as well as the Lord of the Rings draft box, both have their own pros for why they look pretty good to me. I'm sure every player here is going to have some opinion about why they're good or why they're bad, not worth it, this is a ripoff, Wizards deserves the... I get it. We can all go there and bash this stuff, but those discounts to me look really good. Comparatively speaking to anything I pay for in Canada, I can't find deals like this here. They don't exist. So to me, those deals look really good from Star City Games. But not only that. When you're a player and you look at those products and you say, yes, they're a great deal, they're good for me. You also look at the brand, Wizards of the Coast. And in the past, they never would have discounted their items. Do you think things like Avacyn got discounted? Do you think we saw Innistrad, the original, getting discounted? How about Zendikar? How about Worldwake? No. The overprinting has also tarnished the brand. They have a lot of damage control. And I think right now they are wiping this off the books because they see there's no point in trying to contain it yet. The fire's a fire and that's just the way it's going to be. But going forward, I think they will take tighter control. I think deals like this may actually be harder to get later on. I mean, most of you guys didn't make it to the end of this video. You probably tuned out and said, I've seen what I want to see and I've moved on. But I really think here at the end of the video, to sum this up, guys, things are going to change. It is going to be a tighter market. Singles are going to command a higher price because people are going to spend less on boxes. Wizards is raising the price of boxes so they can still generate the revenue they need for all the products that they've cut the branches off of to save the trunk. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out next year and the year after, to see if we actually can track and follow the differences. Either way, interesting stuff. These products really fascinate me at these price points. I'll be curious to see what you guys put in the comments section. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here with the Monks, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Have an awesome day. And of course, guys, a big shout out and thank you. Why? Because we have amazing patrons on this channel. The people who support the content each and every day. To my patrons, to my YouTube membership members, guys, you rock. Thanks for supporting. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, guys. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. Am I naughty or nice? It doesn't matter because it's a Deadpool shirt and it rocks. Deadpool 3 is going to be awesome. I already know it. It doesn't matter. I know Disney's been messing up, but I think that one's going to be good. I don't think they can help themselves. Maybe it's going to be the last good one, but it's going to be a good one. So here we are at the end. And I was looking at some of the Black Friday deals, some of the stuff that's starting to appear. Not all these things are good deals, mind you. And yes, some are coming directly from stores that have to discount and sell, just to kind of clear things off the books for the next products coming up. But I couldn't believe some of the deals when you look at the actual savings. If it was 2 years ago and you told me I could get a box, this is a bad example. I'm just going to say it was 50% off. So instead of $600, this is only $300. Would you buy it? Because I'll tell you, I would. I would have bought a couple of cases, probably. Dungeons & Dragons. I paid $300 a box there. They've been as low as like $150, $160. Guys, it is crazy to see some of these deals and how we don't think it's worth it now. That's the damage to their brand. That's the overprinting, undervalue that is just killing things. Things on discount kill the brand image. Instead of controlling the brand, they kill it. Beanie Babies, anyone? Oversaturation of the market is never a good thing. And unless you can get a grip on it, it's like a sinking ship. You're trying to, make money and bail yourself out, and it never works. It's gonna be fascinating to see if they really can cope this, get a handle on it for the future. But either way, I came straight from work. I got a lot of stuff to do here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tried a new few editing things you guys probably noticed in the video, so hopefully it goes well. And awesome times always, man. Some good deals out there. Can't wait to see how Wizards handles this one. I'll see you guys soon. Have an awesome day. Hey guys, welcome back to the end of the video. Brought to you by Destruction. So this part of the video, I got permission from a friend of a friend to put this in the video, so I'm doing it just so people who may collect reserveless cards can be made well aware of the circumstances of your collection. This friend was in the middle of a move. It was going to take several weeks, and he had taken his collection and had stored it in his garage. The garage became flooded, and unfortunately he kept things in a banker box, not a plastic. Anyway, he didn't keep it as secure as he probably should have. And that resulted in the destruction of a very large amount of dual lands, some unlimited, and a whole whack load of revised. He thinks he can't save the Legends set that he had, and he thinks he's going to lose a couple of the Power 9 depending on how things dry out. It's bad. So I got permission to say it, so I'm just reminding you guys, keep your collections secure. Keep them safe. Use proper storage methods. And always carry proper insurance when possible, okay? He knew that after what happened to me on my wife's Mother's Day, when some of my cards early on got destroyed before they became super expensive, but still got destroyed. I still lament the loss of that beta time twister and stuff. Like, it crushes me. So the idea this stuff is gone. It really hurt, obviously. He knew you guys would feel that pain and would understand, so safety is everything. Losing $100,000 in Magic cards is never a good thing, okay? For anybody. Keep your stuff safe, guys. Keep an eye on it, okay? It's a great game, fun to play, but they do have a lot of value, so keep an eye on your stuff.